YouTube, I don't believe I've ever done a video on my 3 horsepower 1990, I believe, Edger. This is a McLean Edger with a Briggs and Stratton engine on it. It used to be, I want to say this thing was about 200 new back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. I'm not sure when it is. I'll look that up in a second. And my dad got it for $25 because the Choco-Matic, these lovely Choco-Matics, which everyone knows and loves, decided it was going to act up real bad, and the guy knew nothing about engines and thought, oh, it's a piece of junk. So how my dad's been starting it for years is pouring a hair bit of gas in there, starts up fine, does its thing, and I'll keep this as a backup. But I, one of these days, should rebuild it. See if we got any gas. Yeah, we got a little bit. But let me look up the year, and like I said, it's a 3-horse Briggs. Be a great little go-kart engine. Let's see, I'm just looking for the... It's a 1990, yeah, so this engine's a 90, so more than likely this is a 90, because it's never had its motor replaced. That's the original. It's got a metal gas tank, and really that's about it. I had to fix the pull starter once. The only question I have, this air filter right here, it's the original one from 1990. Obviously quite dirty, but I've never been able to find a replacement. Part of the reason sometimes it will start if you take this off, so I bet you this thing's just clogged. So, if anyone ever knows, I don't know. I just can't ever find one, but I don't know. I had the starting procedure and maintenance here, which I thought was kind of neat. I've just always liked this air filter cover. So, this side up, I'll set it back together so I have it ready when it fires up. It's, in case you're worried about the edger part, this broke at one point, so we just replaced it with, just kept the bare line. It works fine enough. That's choked. That's wide, no, choke, idle, and that right there is about wide open. And that's the governor, by the way. That big arm right here. And then the actual throttle is somewhere. I'll show you when it's running. Muffler's looking pretty bad, but it still kind of works. And there's the blade. And yes, there is a clutch on it. It's just a simple belt clutch. And I guess I'll start it up for you. Let me see if I can get it to go without having to pour gas. This is a cold start. No heat on it. And I would use my thermometer, but I used it to try out that lawn boy. Now it's reading some 100 degrees over there, and it's got to cool down. I'm having a handyman day. Let's see here. Please start. It just doesn't like to start without its little splash gas. I'm just going to give it a hair bit of gas, saved me time. But at one point I had it running good enough where you didn't have to do this, but then I winterized it, and when I came back to use it next season, it didn't want to do it anymore. It's going to make a big mess. There. Plenty enough. Gas cap. Now it should start right up. 1 or 2 pulls. It isn't the best running engine, but it's a good one, nonetheless. Ooh, I think I put too much in. Let me get that inventory. Up. That's already on idle. It really didn't need hardly any time to warm up. Oh, I said that. Ruined it for me. Why is it that my engines never want to work when they're on YouTube? There we go. Oh, nope. A little less wide open. Jeez. They never, ever want to work whenever I try to put them on YouTube. Oh, on the hot muffler. I'm going to let that sit a minute because I don't want to fire. But that's already done evaporated away. Never ever wants to work. There. I'm leaving it choked this time. There, now she's hot enough to idle. I swear it never takes that much effort to start it, but of course no one will believe me because it's there on camera not starting. Oh, they always do that to me. It's just easier to pour gas in it than rebuilding it. One of these days I ought to. And the kill, this was one of those engines you were supposed to kill by pulling the choke on. Well, obviously that doesn't work. So to kill this one, we just take the magneto wire, and yes, I have shot the snot out of myself before. And do it, but I'll rev it up for you. Plenty enough for it to do what it needs. And, yep, 90 Briggs. I think, yeah, this carburetor's still metal, but it just needs to be rebuilt. YouTube likes a big spark, so. That's original plug too. It's a Champion. I ought to replace it. Yeah, that's about it for this guy. 90 Briggs.